never liked Ronaldo, from early award snubs to public mockery by FIFA's president.
Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Lionel Messi is the good boy, and the other one, this is something else. He's like a commander on the field of play.
To delete congratulatory posts and unexplained omissions. The pattern is clear. Other players were celebrated. Ronaldo was tolerated, and when he stopped playing along, he became a problem. This isn't just about missed awards, it's about control, image, and power. And for over 15 years, FIFA has quietly worked to limit the legacy of the one player they couldn't control. This is the real reason FIFA hates Ronaldo. For the trophies, the memes, and the endless debates about who was the greatest of all time, there was a teenager from Madeira with lightning in his feet and a hunger that couldn't be coached. Cristiano Ronaldo had everything football asked for: speed, skill, work ethic, and showmanship. A natural on the pitch, and a marketer's dream off it. Tall, charismatic, a walking headline. But from the very beginning, there was one thing he never had: FIFA's full embrace. In 2003, Ronaldo finished just behind Rafael van der Vaart in the Golden Boy race. In 2004, Wayne Rooney took the prize. Both choices were understandable, but 2005 was different. By then, Ronaldo had exploded. 9 goals and 9 assists for Manchester United, standout performances in the FA Cup, and a World Cup qualifying campaign with 13 goal contributions in 12 matches for Portugal. He wasn't just dazzling crowds, he was producing. And then the announcement came: Lionel Messi. Messi, who had played 9 senior matches that season. Messi, who hadn't scored in domestic cups. Messi, who lit up the U20 World Cup, an impressive feat, no doubt. But Ronaldo didn't even play in that tournament. He was dominating at the top level. The message was clear. The award wasn't just about performance. It was about narrative, style, preference. And in that moment, Ronaldo wasn't FIFA's preference. Still, he kept going. 2 years later, in 2007, he helped Manchester United reclaim the Premier League title, delivering 23 goals and 14 assists across competitions. He broke records, set new standards for a winger. In the Champions League, he completed 20 dribbles in a single match, a record still untouched. He was electrifying, but when the FIFA World Player of the Year shortlist was released, his name wasn't even in the top 2. And when the time came for the ceremony, Sepp Blatter took the stage. Ronaldo was called third, Messi second, Kaká first. Even if Kaká was the deserving winner, the ceremony became memorable for another reason. FIFA mistakenly handed Ronaldo the wrong award on stage. He was forced to switch it in front of the world. It was clumsy, embarrassing, and for a player already feeling overlooked, it felt deliberate. Then came 2013, the year Ronaldo couldn't be denied. He scored 69 goals across competitions, carried Portugal to the World Cup with a legendary performance against Sweden. He was a phenomenon, and yet, as the Ballon d'Or deadline approached, he was trailing until public pressure.
Pirates starts to work in 1 hour and lasts all day.
Public pressure and reportedly FIFA's own internal debate extended the voting period. When he won, he cried, but he also knew this wasn't a celebration, it was survival. Because every time Ronaldo rose above the system, it wasn't thanks to it, it was in spite of it. And over time, a question started echoing in football circles, fan forums, and press conferences. Why does FIFA never fully back Cristiano Ronaldo? By stats, he matched and often surpassed his peers. By influence, he was unmatched. By legacy, he was becoming immortal, but for FIFA, he was never quite the poster boy. Too outspoken, too polished, too independent. And for an institution that thrives on control, Ronaldo represented a problem, a global superstar they didn't create and couldn't contain. So they tried something else. They sidelined him, not with words, but with silence. It wasn't one moment that turned Cristiano Ronaldo against FIFA, but if you had to choose a spark, it happened in 2013. The world had just watched Ronaldo carry Portugal to the World Cup with a hat trick against Sweden. He was breaking records in the Champions League, leading Real Madrid's attack like a man possessed. And yet FIFA's president, Sepp Blatter, took the stage at Oxford Union and mocked him. One of them spends more time at the hairdresser. A joke, they said. But to Ronaldo, it wasn't funny. It wasn't just a personal jab. It was the president of football's highest body publicly ridiculing him and praising his biggest rival in the same breath. That was the moment the smiles ended. From then on, Ronaldo stopped pretending. He began skipping ceremonies. He stopped posting thank yous. When he did show up, it was all business. He no longer played their game. Because he understood. He could win trophies. He could break records. But in FIFA's house, he'd always be a guest. He wasn't compliant. He wasn't subtle. He wasn't theirs. And in an organization obsessed with control and image, Cristiano Ronaldo had become a problem. There's more than one way to silence a legend. In Ronaldo's case, they didn't need red cards or press statements. They just stopped calling his name. For years, the Ballon d'Or and FIFA's Best Player awards had mirrored his greatness. 2008, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017. He didn't just compete with Messi, he won. But then something changed. The rules got blurry. The voting got vague. The criteria rewritten every year. Team success, narrative impact, style points. Everything except performance. In 2018, Luka Modric took the prize. A great player, a World Cup finalist, but Ronaldo, top scorer in the Champions League, carried Real Madrid through the knockout rounds, 44 goals in 44 matches, hat trick versus Spain at the World Cup, and yet not just snubbed, discredited. When he questioned the process, they called him bitter. When he skipped the gala, they called him ungrateful. But what do you call a system that rewards everyone except the most consistent winner of a generation? You don't need to be banned to be punished. Sometimes all it takes is silence, or better yet, a pattern. When FIFA couldn't control Ronaldo's voice, they tried something else. Control the environment around him. In 2019, Ronaldo was still the face of football, fresh off another Champions League winning campaign, a season of goals, moments, headlines. He was on the cover of FIFA, the video game, in the menus, in the trailers, the brand, then suddenly gone. No statement, no warning, just replaced by Dybala, Neymar, Alex Morgan, a quiet rebranding in the middle of a contract. FIFA didn't say why, but everyone watching understood, because months earlier Ronaldo had been accused in a case he publicly denied. No charges, no trial, yet he was scrubbed as if guilt had already been proven. They said it was routine. They said they were celebrating diversity, but it felt less like diversity and more like erasure. This wasn't just a brand decision, it was the beginning of a new phase. Punish the man through the machine. It didn't stop there. When Salah won the Puskas Award for a goal that didn't even win Goal of the Month, when Ronaldo's Champions League bicycle kick, one of the greatest in history, was sidelined, fans saw it, but FIFA didn't blink. In post-match incidents, when Ronaldo showed frustration, it made front-page scandal. Other players did worse, warnings, closed-door talks. But with Ronaldo, investigations, suspensions, global press coverage. When he spoke with confidence, they called it ego. When he celebrated, they called it disrespect. Because when the president of FIFA mocks you on stage, the message isn't a joke, it's a position, a reminder of who gets protected and who gets punished. Every organization needs a face, a global ambassador, a symbol of values, someone who doesn't just win but represents. And FIFA, they found that face in Lionel Messi. Quiet, humble, politically safe, a man who never challenged the room, a genius whose brilliance never made headlines for the wrong reasons. But Cristiano Ronaldo, he was never going to be that. Too loud, too muscular, too unapologetic. He didn't wait to be marketed, he marketed himself. From Madeira to Manchester, he built a global empire without leaning on FIFA. While Messi fit the mold, Ronaldo rewrote it. He wasn't just a player, he was a brand. Hotels, fragrance lines, fitness empires, and that independence, it scared them. Because Ronaldo didn't ask for validation. He demanded numbers, stats, results. And when those came, FIFA hesitated. Why? Because Ronaldo didn't belong to them. He never played by their PR rules. He never softened his interviews. He never hid his ambition. And in a game run by bureaucrats and branding consultants, Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't a product they could shape. He was a force they couldn't contain. So what do institutions do with someone they can't mold? They don't confront him. They exclude him silently, systematically, publicly, because silence leaves no fingerprints. There are many ways to disrespect a legend, but the quietest one is omission. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't need praise. He didn't beg for applause. What he asked for were facts. 935 goals, trophies across England, Spain, Italy, and now Saudi Arabia Champions League top scorer, a European Championship leg.
Be a booking hero and get free airport lounge access with On the Beach. Don't be a silly booker, be a smart booker. Celebrate your smarts, bury yourself in the buffet and get ready for some holiday luxury with your 5-star hop. Holiday heroes, stop booking around. For free airport lounge access, search onthebeach.co.uk. At all protected. On the beach.
European Championship legacy written in numbers, but somewhere along the way, FIFA stopped repeating them. No tribute posts, no highlight reels, no name in the top 3 shortlists. When Ronaldo hit 700 goals, FIFA said nothing. When he became the all-time top international scorer, there was no official tweet, no press release, just silence. And that silence, it wasn't random, it was policy. Because institutions don't always attack directly, sometimes they just stop acknowledging you. In 2024, Ronaldo didn't vote, didn't show up, didn't post. The captain of Portugal absent from the biggest awards night in world football. And when FIFA was asked why they offered no statement, no explanation, no accountability, because when the narrative doesn't fit, they erase it quietly, without fingerprints, without fallout. And the fans noticed, not because of drama, but because of data. Because no matter how hard FIFA tried to rewrite the story, Ronaldo's career wouldn't cooperate. Legacy is supposed to be sacred, earned not gifted, cemented by numbers, not narratives. And yet in Cristiano Ronaldo's case, the silence grew louder than the applause. He did everything a footballer dreams of. 5 Ballon d'Ors, Champions League domination, scoring records that stretched across 4 countries in 3 decades, 935 career goals, 43 hat tricks, over 120 international goals, more than any man in history. But instead of being enshrined, he was slowly sidelined. This wasn't a debate anymore, it was a decision to reward the soft-spoken, to elevate the pliable, to write greatness in lowercase, because the capital letters belonged to someone FIFA never embraced. Ronaldo didn't ask for protection, he only asked for fairness. And as the goals piled up, the recognition disappeared. When Messi won, FIFA posted. When Ronaldo won, FIFA paused. Because in a sport shaped by institutions, he became the exception. Too driven, too competitive, too unwilling to play the part of humble hero. He was global, but not globalist. He didn't fit the mold, so they tried to make him forgettable. But here's the part FIFA didn't calculate. You can silence the broadcasts, you can withhold the plaques, you can even ignore the milestones, but you can't erase memory. And to millions of fans across continents, across generations, Cristiano Ronaldo's story is already written, not by press releases, but by proof. Because greatness doesn't retire, it echoes. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't ask to fight FIFA, he asked to be judged fairly. But what began as tension evolved into resistance. Not from him, from them. For 2 decades, he carried the game, dragged teams to finals, rewrote what it meant to be an athlete, marketed football to corners of the world that never had a team but had a hero. And yet, the governing body of the sport he helped globalize chose politics over merit, silence over celebration, image over integrity. This wasn't a football rivalry. It was a quiet feud between legacy and control. Messi and Ronaldo were never the real battle. The real conflict was between a man who built his own empire and an institution that never forgave him for not asking permission. They didn't need to mock him. They didn't need to delete tweets. They didn't need to twist criteria or skip nominations, but they did. And in doing so, they exposed more than their bias. They exposed their fear. Fear of someone who didn't play the backstage game. Fear of someone who couldn't be molded. Fear of the player who never needed their validation to become immortal. Because while awards fade, while institutions rotate faces, greatness doesn't go away. It inspires. It multiplies. It outlives the politics. FIFA may control the trophies, but Cristiano Ronaldo owns the timeline. And in the end, they didn't write him out of football history. They just wrote themselves out of his.